Yeah, thank you,
Yeah.
Dr. Maskey. Thank you, organizers. I'm going to keep it quite brief, and I'm not going to talk about my research, but I'm going to reflect on what I am passionate about, mountain.
Mm.
So before I start, I'll also like to give a shout out to ICIMOD, which is one of the region's premier institution known in the nation and region and globally about its work on mountain. And I was pleased to see uh, the new director, Pema Gemso, to be here. And then we better give time to him to listen to the plight of the mountain. So I'm going to focus on, because I work within the space of innovation lately, so I'm going to focus on innovation, but my long held passion is about the crop livestock systems, and then I will pitch my reflection in that regard. So let me say that uncertainty is an integral part of any system, but it's so much within the mountain system. If you look at this picture, just taken a year apart, but the huge differences in the landscape. If the people of mountain are not able to be creative and innovative and predict this uncertainty, they will not be able to survive. But what has happened for a long time, this rich tapestry of knowledge has not been tapped. For me, when I talk about innovation, I refer to this as a process through which new or existing set of technologies and institutions are developed and brought into widespread use. They've always been an integral part of social response to challenge historically. And it will continue to be central to future challenges as well. In the case of mountain, farmers have practiced agriculture virtually in almost all part of the country, from dry, excuse me, to the mountain, desert, dry mountain as well. So which should be a part of our innovation process, but unfortunately, innovation that are part of those social fabrics of mountain life are largely below the radar of the formal institutions. But from time to time, such as once a year in December 11, the institutions, some of these formal institutions do take an interest on mountain, their people, their way of life, and they try to promote the plight of the mountain through strategic programs such as the one that we are currently participating. For example, since the pandemic, there is a heightened interest on agrobiodiversity as the existing Green Revolution-led set of agriculture has failing to feed the people of mountain as they rely more and more on to get their food in the global market. Logically, then, I argue if social challenges are confronted with innovation on demand, it should alleviate dependency of mountain communities to rest of the world, but that we are not doing that. I argue then, instead of treating people of mountain as a sink of global aid and assistance, which is what we generally do, what about looking at them as a source of new idea and innovation? Because they have again and again proven historically that they have the capacity to be creative, they have the capacity to be resilient, they have the capacity to be innovative. So what about recognizing, respecting, and rewarding that kind of a thing? So that's what I'm going to quickly focus. If you look at this quite busy graph here, what it shows is the interaction of a mixed crop livestock system, which I consider to be a dynamic system of connections and interactions between the physical, social, and ecological processes, which is known to produce about half of the world cereals, this kind of a systems. And it's crucial component of food, fiber, and fuel production for mountain. So in addition to more obvious coupling between the crop and the livestock on the right-hand side of the panel here, is the coupling of common pool resources on the left-hand side of the panel here that support the central panel here, which is the household. Okay? So in general, the livelihood condition, if you look at this clearly, the livelihood conditions are strongly linked to the ability of natural resources to support the human system. So the sustainable management of water, the forest, the rangeland, derived from those common pool resources is critical for ensuring continued flow of goods and services, for sustaining the human system, which is on the center and the right-hand side. But the overgrazed pasture, soil erosions, forest degradations, and reduced recharge of aquifers in the plain can lead to a steady decline of these services. As a risk multiplier, climate change, as many of us have talked about, as well as this emerging instability brought about by pandemic, COVID-19, can exaggerate or accentuate these challenges. A well-designed mountain agenda should therefore focus on innovation and solutions that ensure the sustainability of this unique system. And unfortunately, we haven't been doing that. Our focus is still on very much traditional and silos approach. It hurts me when the agriculturist does not work with the common pool resource experts, and then when they don't work with the livestock experts. And above all, what shocks me is nobody see the farmers as a source of inspiration for creating new ideas, okay? The future success will require a system level understanding and its vulnerability to both social changes. Change is integral, is bound to happen. Never in the history of the Earth system that we were in equilibrium all the time. The instability changes are a part of this Earth system. So we got to face with it. And then in order to help improve our ability to adapt and respond, what I argue is that we have to come up with the science-based and the community-led innovation that probably is the future. The future of mountain probably rests on that. So I will leave with this question to everybody, because our gravitation this morning for me and an evening for you there in Nepal and in various other climatic zones, it could be afternoon or whatever. So my question is, can we confront 21st century challenges by innovation that recognizes and respond to the knowledge needs of the people of the mountain? If the answer is yes, we should come back in a year later to give our progress report. And if the answer is no, we probably should not host this kind of a event as well, because I have the very nasty nature to be blunt, because that helps me. So I'll stop there. And again, I would like to thank you for the organizers. This is a great opportunity, of course, but also bringing us together. Thank you.